Hello YouTube, Mike Kohanam here. This season in Master Duel, I decided to use a Valkyrie deck for my climb from Platinum to Diamond rank. Valkyries are far from the most competitive theme in Master Duel, but because of the Mischief of the Time Goddess quick play spell card, they are a lot of fun to play. For those who don't know, Mischief of the Time Goddess is a theme-specific card that only works with the Valkyries, that you can activate at the end of your battle phase to skip the rest of your turn, your opponent's entire turn, and move forward to the battle phase of your next turn. This not only effectively gives you 2 battle phases, but it actually causes your opponent to skip effects that they may be looking forward to happening either in your end phase or during their next turn. There are a lot of crazy situations that come up as a result of Mischief of the Time Goddess being used, including skipping important things that your opponent needs to happen, like bringing back Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, or destroying all of your monsters in an end phase with Mirror Jade. But the coolest thing that's ever happened to me using Mischief of the Time Goddess happened in this duel right here that I'm about to show you. This is actually the first ranked duel I played in this October of 2022 season, and my opponent was using the most obscure combo deck I've ever seen, and it was a deck that I have not encountered before. He created a situation where I could not damage him on my turn, and he was guaranteed to win on his next turn. But unfortunately for him, he did not anticipate having that turn skipped. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to see more of the Valkyrie deck that I'll be using to get to Diamond rank, including a guide and deck profile like I've done for other advanced format Master Duel decks, please let me know in the comment section. I really enjoy playing this Valkyrie deck because so much crazy stuff happens with Mischief of the Time Goddess, and you skip so many important effects that your opponent may be looking forward to, and generally there's a pause in Master Duel because my opponent is confused and trying to figure out what happens. My first turn is nothing phenomenal, but I do have Ride of the Valkyries for the second turn, so I just need to survive to make it to that point. My opponent uses Spellbook of Secrets, which I start with Ash Blossom. At this point in the duel, I just assume he's probably using a Prophecy Spellbook deck. But little did I know, this is actually a combo deck. So he uses Triple Tactics Talents to draw 2 cards, and I'll fast forward through the rest. He just keeps playing cards to keep drawing cards in order to get his entire deck. At this point, I'm really just watching, intrigued to see what is going to happen, because he's really just playing a bunch of cards that thin the deck. So I'm curious to see how this deck wins, and I'm fully expecting to lose. It's becoming evident at this point that he will successfully be able to draw through his deck. You might notice he uses 1 Day of Peace at that point to draw a card and make it so that neither of us can damage each other this turn and next. So on my next turn, I can't damage him. So keep that in mind. He keeps playing cards, keeps drawing through the deck. At this point, there are 9 cards in his deck. He's basically using every thinning card available to him to just keep drawing, keep playing cards. I did max C to try to draw some cards, not that it matters, because the reality is if I survive, if he doesn't pull off the combo, I should win, but if he does, I'm going to lose. And then I am pleasantly surprised when I soon learn what his combo revolves around. Okay, here it is. It's Afterglow. This lets him banish the Afterglow and as many copies of Afterglow from his hand, deck, graveyard, and face up on the field as possible, then shuffle a banished Afterglow into the deck. During your next draw phase, reveal the card you draw for your normal draw and inflict 4,000 points of damage to your opponent if it's Afterglow. Okay, so now he has a way to deal 4,000 points of damage to me on his next turn. He uses Reversal Quiz next, so he gets rid of all of his cards, guesses that the one remaining card in his deck is a spell, and it's Afterglow, to swap our life points. So now I'm at 3,000 points, life points. And he goes up to 10,000. Now it's my turn. On my turn, I can't damage him because of 1 Day of Peace, and on his next turn, he will draw Afterglow and deal 4,000 points of damage to me. Little does he know he's about to lose. So I use Ride of the Valkyries to summon all of the Valkyries from my hand. More importantly, I can then banish Ride of the Valkyries from my graveyard to get Mischief of the Time Goddess to my hand. I use Valkyrie Vierte's effect to try to get a spell from the top 3 cards of my deck with no luck. I attack with everything, even though they can't do damage because of 1 Day of Peace. And to a duelist who isn't really familiar with the Valkyrie cards, he may think he's in good shape. But I now use Mischief of the Time Goddess, which I can activate while all my monsters are Valkyries at the end of the battle phase, to skip his turn and go straight to my next battle phase. So now it's my battle phase again. I attack with everything, and then go into main phase 2. I'm not able to beat him, but I could use Vierte's effect again, this time to add Raigeki to my hand, since it's a normal spell in the top 3 cards of my deck. And now it's his turn. This is my favorite part of the duel. He draws the Afterglow, and then sits there for maybe 30 seconds, trying to figure out why he didn't win. And the reason he didn't win after drawing Afterglow is because I skipped the turn that he needed to draw Afterglow in to deal the damage to me. So instead, he draws an Afterglow with no effect, because that turn was skipped, and he has no cards in his deck and just an Afterglow in his hand. So with that, he concedes. So that's the power of Mischief of the Time Goddess and the Valkyrie theme. You can do a lot of cool stuff with it and skip critical parts of your opponent's turn that sometimes single-handedly win you a duel. Skipping my opponent's entire turn and the effect of Afterglow won me that one. If you'd like to see more of this Valkyrie deck in action and a guide for playing the deck and my current build, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. If there's enough interest, I'll make that guide similar to the other advanced format Master Duel guides I've made. Thank you.